was cool, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. We were just all...
Hey, I was always a Silent fan, and I always wanted them to do well, but last season looked a little bit rough, so it is good to see that they have stepped up a little bit.
They came third last season, I think, no?
Did they?
Yeah,
I remember us making the no plano joke. That's like my biggest memory of last season. And I feel like that was a bit of a trend, unfortunately. But we'll jump straight on into this first map of the series. Of course, it is going to be that Dust2. And just a quick one before we dive in. The Dusty Roses are taking a fairly dominant lead against the Capybaras at the moment. And as I went to look at that score, the entire round just collapsed in on itself. Thanks, ladies.
Yeah, so O Plano, as they were called, they came third. They were the only team to not lose to anyone but NYPR or Furia. And I remember we did an interview with Boca at the very end when we last saw them. And she was like, you know, we've come third. Next season, we're challenging. And it wasn't like, oh yeah, next season we're going to do well. It was like, no. I am determined that next season we're not just going to be third places. And here they are. Atrix beat Furia, lost MIBR on the opening day. And we were all like, oh, that's really cool that you said that, but well, you lost opening day. And then next week, they beat Furia. So I was like, whoa, okay, I believe. Also, this game seemingly is just crazy. Little Z is in T-Spawn and maybe a little bit over-aggressive, deals almost 300 damage and doesn't get a kill.
Yeah, a little bit of an odd one, but I mean, she's made everyone so ridiculously squishy. It has handed over a free MP9, so maybe the killers can farm up a little bit of cash, because obviously with no bomb plant, they had nothing into this round, so maybe we can get a little bit of money off the back of that. The kill onto Little Z will certainly help to bolster that ever so slightly. As they had been angling towards A, they decide, actually, I'm going to pivot. We're going to head on over towards that B site. Instead, they know that the CTs have to be spread pretty thin here. But it's going to be Reggiane, the ultimate gatekeeper. Maybe a little early on that smoke, but it'll buy them that little bit more time because we're down to 30 seconds now. If the killers are going to exec, it's got to happen very quickly. We're still kind of stalling out a little bit. We're down in the underpass. We're still clearing things. It's low and slow. The B site has been bolstered. They'll only have to deal with 2 players, so it does feel like there's a world in which this is doable, but they're going to have to try to isolate these. Sophia, from the car position, gets that first, sprays through for a triple. God bless Little Z that made everyone so squishy, and Reggiane, the gatekeeper, shuts down the final 2.
Maybe a little bit unfortunate that the MP9s don't get any kills. Would have been nice to get that extra kill bonus. Tamenzina and Little Z coming head-to-head early. Both the AWPers in this server. Tamenzina, who stood in for Kemistar Alas a little bit last season, wasn't an AWPer before. So first season AWPing, and unfortunately has been actually really struggling. And as Little Z gets an opening kill on her directly, one of my talking points coming in today, and I was glad you started talking about Little Z, but then the South American Macarena started happening, so it kind of threw us off. But it's like, Little Z should outfrag Tamenzina like 4-fold, and that isn't me just making up a number. Like, Tamenzina, her stats have been, unfortunately, really disappointing. The only time she's gone positive is in 2 maps where they won 13-3 and 13-4, I think. So outside of just like complete whitewashes, even in series as they won, she's been basically vacant. And Little Z's been the opposite. She was out-AWPing Car, right? So her dynamism on Dust2, I think she's going to really just rain on the killer's parade. And already right here, round over, and it's because of the AWPer. She strikes fear into the hearts of her enemies, and they're just walking into her crosshairs like shooting fish in a barrel. Hera does Trey, but at what cost?
I think Little Z strikes fear into the hearts of her, you know, allies as well. Like, yes, she is our friend, but do not cross her because you don't want to make an enemy of her. Has been a terrifying force to be reckoned with. Yeah, 4 kills in this round. Denied the ace at the end of it. Hera is still alive, but with 20 seconds left and no bomb, all that there is to hope for is maybe a little bit of damage. She's already gotten 1. Can we follow it up? Yes, we can. All righty. starting to
Surely not.
show some signs of life. There's no way that she could ever salvage this round with a little bit of time that we have available.
Yeah.
And of course, the Molotov in the way. Oh, no! Oh, that's really sad. She was trying desperately to hold on to the AWP, but gets caught out before she can duck for cover. Anyways, the round goes as expected. 3-0 now for Atrix.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that 11 just went, actually, yeah, there's no time. I'm gone. Just if there was any fear or question marks, it's like, okay, none of that. No AWP save, though, for the CT side. So even though Little Z gets 4 kills, unfortunately, that's lost. They're going to have to repurchase into that. However, I'm not too sure if that's going to really matter. The Killers, first gun round, would you have thought it was a gun round? Apart from Hera, it was pretty just downward spiral-esque. And now on the Tech 9s, Bockel, that nade. Boom. Oh. That was the util damage we were talking about. Bockel was actually highlighted as the biggest receiver of util damage, and she just shows us why. And she picked up another nade from CT spawn.
Oof.
She got another nade, by the way.
Let's see if this one can land as chunkily. Chunkily? Chunk-esque?
Chunky. Can it be as chunky?
Yeah, I was trying to turn it into an adverb. It just wasn't working. Unfortunate. Normally you can do all sorts of shenanigans with the English language, which is really frustrating for non-English or for non-native speakers. Ask me how I know. English teacher, by the way. Oh, little Zed. I was hoping it was going to be another one of those like crazy rounds where she just pops off and gets like 4 kills. But
I think
looks like Sammy's going to get run over. Tamazina manages to get one back. But again, it's down to Hera in a 1 versus 3. Has picked up the AWP. Oh, no. I don't think she spotted 11 at the bottom of ramp there. That's unfortunate. Well, Atrix up to 4.
Okay, this has been a 4-0 start where it's been very much one-way traffic, and the only times that it's got scary or kills have come out are, simply put, in situations that didn't really matter. Little Z is just aimbotsing currently. The one issue and the scare I had that I mentioned at the very beginning was just that for Atrix, don't get complacent, because the permutations, they're a little bit complicated right now. But if Furia beat MIBR, so therefore and Atrix beat 4 Magic at the end of the season, the final day, that creates a 6-1 tie between everyone. And the reason why I'm mentioning it right now and being complacent is, firstly, well, they have to win it out. Secondly, they might have to win it out 2-0 because from head-to-head, after that, in the tiebreaker, it then goes to map win and loss. So going 2-0 in the next 2 games is going to be really, really important. So just making sure on Dust2 here, they keep everything tidy and clean. And Little Z, that's like her 3rd opener in the last 3 rounds.
What's crazy is that she misses the first one that looked like it was spot on. And then there was a shot through the doors that also looked like it was spot on from, was it Tamazina?
Yeah.
And then the follow-up kill that just lands perfectly from Little Zed. It was a battle of like near misses. But it is, of course, Little Zed to get yet another opener for herself. Nice little smoke off there. Not going to allow anyone to get cheeky in towards mid. It does make things a little bit more difficult for Tamazina if she was looking to try and get a cheeky pick, but I think you'd rather play the safe game when you're up against a team like Atrix, particularly when you're already at a woman disadvantage. You have to try and stabilize back into the round. I'm down to 40 seconds. No movement has really been made just yet. Now we're going to start angling in towards that B-bomb site. Hera looking to potentially set up a lurk. She's made a shot in towards double doors, maybe to mask the reposition, maybe to fake out that they're going to push in through mid. But Atrix haven't quite taken the bait yet. So Reggie-Ann is going to be all alone for the moment, trying to hold the line. Sammy's gets hers, but is instantly going to be traded back. Reggie-Ann gets put down into the dust. The site has been overrun, but Atrix are here so quickly to answer back. Little Z misses on the important third shot, but Bokor will not. Down to only V left. Doesn't have bomb in hand, and Bokor will end that before it has an opportunity. These rounds are close. We're getting so many kills, but Atrix just too tough to die.
It's kind of weird because none of these rounds ever actually feel contestable, even though it gets close. Like, yeah, Sophia gets caught completely off guard and leaves Reggie-Ann alone on the B bomb site where she only gets one. So the two B defenders go 2 for 1, which is not a good statistic. Like, that's not a good defense from them. But the rotations are really good, and the bomb gets dropped, and it was already a player advantage because of Little Z on the AWP. So even though V does get her first 2 kills of the game, gets put in a pretty unwinnable situation after she opened the site and did her job. Bit of rivalry. Ex-Bounty Hunter players on the server, 11 up against V. They played together last season, and unfortunately, I think V might have got onto the lesser roster today.
I just realized that her name could also be read as 7 if you really wanted to get silly about it. So we have 7-11 on the server. The silly things that tickle my brain.
This is much better. This is way, way better from the B bomb side. I was literally just saying, hey, you had a pretty bad hold. You got 1 kill and there were 2 of you there. Sophia gets caught off guard. That's not really something that can fly when you're playing up against a Fury at MIBR or maybe a European opponent in Stockholm. However, right here, they go 4 for 0. They just kill absolutely everyone and then get support. Superb from Atrix, and that is a really convincing round to push them 6-0.
There's been a lot of like multi-kill rounds for Atrix. You know, it hasn't been a lot of these like team ace scenarios where everybody's kind of getting massively involved in every single round. A lot of it has just been like one person shows up and just smacks everybody into the dirt. It's entertaining as hell, but I think that could be a little bit demoralizing now for the Killers, who are currently 6-0 down on their map pick. Really struggling to find an in this map, and losing so many of these early duels has also set them up for failure in many of these rounds. Stabilization is so difficult, especially against a team like Atrix. You know, when you're playing against a team that's maybe on a more similar tilt than you are, it makes it a lot easier to try and find that stabilization. But Atrix, when they get that opening, they know just how to pry into it and turn that into a round win. So for now, we see the Killers playing a little bit more safe and a little bit more of a death ball strategy. This time around, we're going to angle over towards the A side. The util misses, and somehow V still gets the opener, but it's instantly traded. What was it you were saying about nobody flashes off the AWPers? Well, that does seem to be the problem. Little Z, however, will win out in the AWP v AWP battle. We don't often see it, and she's going to keep going, man. What did I say about multi-frags? And she still has the wherewithal to turn her attentions back towards the site, just in case. The shot doesn't connect. Looked like it probably should have, but not the end of the world, because again, the bomb is lost and Hera's on the other side of the map.
Yeah, it's a very South American round, to be honest. Like, as in, that's just, I've watched an enormous amount of South American CS over my casting career. I think almost as much European CS, which is a very odd statistic. Missing flashes and AWPs just holding lines. That ain't new to me. That's a pretty common theme over here. And yeah, V walks out long. It was supposed to be a setup flashbang. Tamanzina moves though at the last moment. Not really sure what happened there. 11 though, still looked away. Still played anti-flash. For the Little Z, it's like her 3rd, 4th multi-kill on the A-bomb site. I'm actually losing counts. She's getting all the opening kills, getting all the multi-frags. It's actually hard to keep up with her as she sits currently 12-3. And it was literally just what I was saying, right? Her versus Tamanzina, there's going to be a very clear difference. You praised the consistency for Little Z, and she's showing us consistency on a level that I don't think even we really anticipated, to be honest.
Nope. This to me feels like a little bit of an overperformance, but if there was ever a time where it was going to matter, where you needed to show up in a phenomenal way, it would
There's the
certainly
flash.
be today. Stunning flash, but 11 is so ready for it. Lil Z will double up on her. Unfortunately, she does lose her life in the end there. The flash forces the rest of the killers to reposition for just a moment. She's dodged every single one of those flashes, hold close up against the wall. But why? Why have they doubled up for Sammy's? So now Lil Z is left all alone, and it wouldn't be the first time that she makes a monumental performance. That HE bouncing off the wall there. If it had gone just a little bit deeper, that would have been her down for the count. Now Sammy's knows exactly where she is, pushing in, shot coming through the smoke.
Oh my God.
Oh, too eager on the trigger discipline, but the no scope through the smoke is somewhat egregious. Little Z, girl, what are you on? What did you take?
Okay, so I want your breakfast routine. I want your morning routine. I want your bedtime routine. Whatever's happened, Lil Z. Like, what did you have for lunch? Did you go
It's
like
Macarena, man. It's gotta be.
Yeah, it's the South American Macarena. That's it. Whatever Little Z's done, I want everything because this is phenomenal Counter-Strike, and the rest of her rifles. Little Z's gonna be taking some of the spotlight. But her teammates are still doing pretty well. Unfortunately, as I say that, V doubles down. It was aggression from mid in Atrix, but maybe they hang around for a little bit too long. And this greenhouse has kind of shattered all of a sudden. But Little Z has got the read. Oh, she's in tunnels and is about to cut off the bomb.
Scopes in just the right time, so should have...
No.
Oh my God, missed shot. Nice wide swing.
Makes up for it.
V sticks around. That's a bit unfortunate. And yes, that's the bomb lost as well. The last two players are stuck on the site. They either have to push this or they have to head for the hills. The way the money looks right now, it's a tough call either way. They obviously have max loss streak bonus, so either way, they should still have a buy into this next. Oh, and they turn the radar off. My God, that gives me the heebie-jeebies. But Lil Z, bro, inhuman reflexes, genuinely, truly. And again, it's Hera left all alone to try to pick up the pieces and will not be allowed. Lil Z on a casual 19-3.
She's also just kind of chilling and winning every round by herself. Like, I was trying to give some praise over to her rifles in this round, and unfortunately, even though they do kick off with a nice double in mid, it kind of is just again Little Z and Little Z and Little Z. Has to clutch up, has to 1v1, has to get the 3k. She's really having quite some performance. It's actually insane. If she can keep this up next week against 4Magic, well, I don't know what more else you can do, really. Mm-hmm. If this is the type of Little Z that we potentially see in Stockholm, I'm going to fly that Atrix banner very high, hopefully in Sweden.
Hopefully, indeed. She's sitting on a 6.0 KD for anyone who was... struggling to do the maths. I know that we've got a couple of people in
For Patrick and I, that is very handy. I really appreciate that because I was saying that. I was like, well, that's above 10. Don't know how to count that high.
To be fair though, wait, 6 is above 10. You kind of
19.
for a second.
Yeah, no.
Oh, the kills, yes. The KD is not. But to be fair, a 6 KD is not a number that we think about often. So if anyone was a little bit confused, okay, Newt, I love how I'm getting corrected. It's not 6.0, it's 6.3 KD.
Oh, okay. So you're on your high horse. Okay.
I'm sorry that I cannot do decimals on the fly.
Speaking about high horse, though, Little Z. Ooh, misses a shot. Wow, misses shot. Can't believe she's done that. Not like she's hit every other shot, and she's made up for it. Okay, 21-3. There's your 7 KD. Oh my God, what a shot. Okay, never mind. Hera, of course, of all people, raining on Little Z's parade. Of all people you have to kill, why can't you give her the crazy KD? But I think she's still sitting pretty comfortable, 21-4, and the rest of her teammates quite easily clean up that round, which was only a 4 spy. The Killers, this is their map pick. I did say there was a big struggle in the veto of where do they go. Ancient, their only map that they found any solace on is the instant ban for Atrix. and Dust2 as the kind of second best. This shows just how kind of deep their map pool is. Thekillaz as more of a negative, but then for Atrix, it shows how deep their map pool is as a they've beat Furia on Train, Nuke, and then they can do this on Dust2 as just a short example.
What's really funny is that her getting 2 kills, but then 1 death has brought her KD down to 5 point something. Leave me alone, Newt. Oh, no, that's unfortunate. Something. Finally seeing her get punished for her aggression. Love to see that. Love to see the signs of life, but unfortunately, not too sure it's going to be enough to keep pulling them through here. We're 2 rounds away from the half. Like, this is beyond scary for the Killers. I mean, we've been waxing lyrical about Atrix, and with good reason, with the way that they've been playing, but for the Killers, this is devastation. We've seen a couple of signs of life. Yes, Hera is consistently the last player left standing in so many of these rounds, but she's left in these highly unclutchable situations. A missed shot there, that could actually have opened up the site and the round for them. And unfortunately, they can't get those shots to connect. Now, Sophia from the car position gets that first kill. Bokor follows it up. And it's an 11th round for Atrix. The Killers have just not loaded into the server today.
This is looking like it's shaping up for a 13-0. And it's that B bomb site that once upon a time did struggle. Not anymore. And even though Little Z has taken the crown and the majority of the credit, stealing the spotlight away from the likes of Sophia 11, who also hold a +2 KD. So, you know, they're doing fine. And Little Z's in the right position, once again in the right time. Issue is, actually flashed off and misses in that second engagement. This starts to get a little bit tricky now as 11 gets team blinded. Luckily, though, still able to escape, find coverage, but maybe getting a tad too over-aggressive. Feels like Atrix, they're playing with fire right now.
Maybe that's the opening that the Killers need. I don't know if 1 round is quite going to be enough to give them something to work with into that second half. But, you know, 1 round is still with a bomb plant. In, you know, second round, maybe we get a conversion. Like, maybe there's a world. Maybe there's a possibility. The journey of 1,000 steps starts with the very first. They may have just taken that first step now. 2-player advantage. 11 repositioning in on towards the site. This was our Kadir player to watch. Is she going to have a chance to activate? Her team is falling behind her. She's trying to play safe, and Sammy's completely blinded out. Gets the final 2 kills of the half. 11-1 in favor of Atrix, but the Killers show signs of life.
We start, you know we're never gonna stop. We own it, we're winning every time. We own it, pushing every day and night. We own it, we don't do compromise. Yeah, yeah, we touch down every time. We touch down every time. This is our time, hit it up with the reverb. This is our turn to see.
that feeling? The demons under your ceiling, when everything hurts and nothing is healing. Yeah, I don't even wanna be awake, cause every second that I live is like a wasting. Can you help me start a replace all the memories that stand in my ways? You know what I really hate the most is that happens to me is I get ghosted so far away. I only wanna be okay. Tell me why should I stay away? If only dreaming can erase the pain. Tell me why should I waste another minute staying in this critical phase? I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. Some better days. Some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. It's too late in the evening. I should probably get some more sleep, but I just can't seem to set my mind at ease. I can find an escape. There are many doors I will take, but I can't make one of them become a way. So I'm drowning myself in the media, cause I don't wanna face what I'm fearing. Yeah, I am scared of fighting this alone. I've tried to turn on the light, but my demons know how to hide. Lately there is just no end in sight. Tell me why should I stay away? If only dreaming can erase the pain. Tell me why should I waste another minute staying in this critical phase? I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. Some better days. Some better days. I'm just praying for some better days.
Still see things in my apartment, or in me, the places where your heart went. Traces of the night got me thinking maybe you love me, but that's just getting started. Worn things and problems that I don't need. Toothpaste, your cigarettes and hearts need. Taught me to whisper when I'm sleeping, saying you love me, but that was just a daydream. Hearts on full and hearts on wine. You were standing right in front of me. Museum of our lost time, where you had me on display, yeah. All the while I wonder why never saw you in the daytime. The view through glass, I almost tried. Now you keep me in your archives. Now you keep me in your archives. Now you keep me in your archives. Won't be a memory in the making. Being with me, but caring's not the same thing. Your tricks and fake outs won't faze me. So much stronger now than when we started. You seem surprised at what I'm saying. Your eyes. Tomorrow we will rise.
The big question was Atrix. They've played so well, but are they going to drop the ball at the final hurdle? Certainly not, is their answer, as on their opponent's map pick in the penultimate game of the regular season, they're looking to close us out. Not quite 30-0, but not exactly far off.
Damn. I mean, this is, I don't know, V, she's had some good moments, maybe. Maybe I'm coping. Maybe I'm hard coping here. Spots out the first head. Knows where the other one is because of the bomb plant. There you go. First shot to connect. Second shot, come on. Can we get a follow-up here? Ducking and diving, trying to bait her out into the open, but Regian will shut that down quick, sharp. And Atrix up to map point.
It was only a matter of time, but there was certainly just the questions of like, could the Killers win a pistol round? Therefore, maybe a conversion, first gun round, and get the ball rolling a little bit. Don't allow themselves to be completely snowballed like they have so far. Maybe they could make it respectable. Remember how to win a little bit. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's like, remember how to win, go on to Nuke, bring forward that momentum, but it looks like it's going to kind of be a resounding no. As Atrix, 4 Galils on an AK. They're just going firepower. They're just going shooty, shooty, bang, bang. And with that missed long blockage smoke, yeah, definitely know they're going to fight ahead of it. Or rather through it.
Gap in the smoke. Oh, it's the crouch walk through the other side, and not going to be much longer for this world. Flystyle and Tamazina trying desperately to keep it a little bit more contentious. But this could just be the end of the road on this map. Only 2 players remaining now. And once again, it's Hera alongside Sammy's left in this final moment to try and make a miracle happen. They have to figure out where all 3 of these players are. And these crossfires have been set up so perfectly. Not a moment really to lose on this front. Spots out 1 player, but she herself has been spotted as well. She's been taken down. Playing distraction for Hera, but now Hera has to put foot to the accelerator. The double swing from Regiane and 11 puts her in the grave. It's a 13-1 dominant performance from Atrix on their opponent's map pick.
It actually just felt a little bit too easy at times, especially Little Z. Like, you know, she was hitting lovely shots and wasn't really missing whatsoever, but she never got penalized. She never got forced off an angle. She was in the right position at the right time. She was going for the correct opening picks. View about why they started slowly. They just didn't wake up, right? Obviously, you know, they didn't wake up. This is the silly season, so of course there has to be an underdog redemption arc, and it's going to happen here. You know, it's not their map pick. It's a map that they haven't won so far this season. The one time they did play it, they did get 13-5, but that was all a fugazi. That was them giving a false sense of security. This is when the Killers really come out to play.
That was the best
good?
me impression I've ever heard. Well done, Freddie. I'm super proud of you. I do also have some good news for you before things kick off.
I know.
Capybaras currently 5-1 up against the Dusty Roses.
I can't believe it. It's the first time. It's the first time in 6 weeks that I've opened up the chat. Boom. Actual happiness.
Oh, well, let's see how long that lasts. And now we'll focus on in here to this game because, yes, Killers getting to start here on their CT side. Double dualies as well. My goats. I do love me some dualies. We've taken a very aggressive position out through the A lobby as well, trying to wrap around a little bit, get in behind the enemy team and catch them off guard. The bomb's still chilling, guys. The bomb is still hard chilling towards outside. Hera has somehow been killed on ramp. Lil Zed's gonna take out Tamazina. We just got like these crazy little 1-for-1s going on across the map. Lil Zed with yet another multi-kill. And Sammy's is gonna try and hold the line here, but she's going to get overrun. V is the last one left alive. She's on the wrong side. The bomb's gonna get planted, and Atrix should be taking this round pretty cleanly indeed.
I'd love to take the credit for this one. This is all new. I forgot to check. You know, I'm lacking. I've lost my touch. Little Z posted her best HLTV map performance against the Killers. 23-8, 7 multi-kills, as you said. A 2.59 HLTV rating is astonishing, especially in CS2 as an AWPer. Like, that is genuinely actually ridiculous. Like that I gobsmacked. Redonkulous. I don't think I haven't seen a 2.59 rating in a long time. Like I couldn't remember. Like, you know, you see maybe low 2 point something, 2.6. Damn.
You know it's good when Freddy is impressed.
I thought I was cosplaying you.
Oh, are we doing that for the whole map? I don't know if I can pick this up for the whole map, man.
I'm not a pessimist. I'm just a realist. There's a difference.
Okay, said every pessimist ever. Quick, Freddy, is
I'm
the glass
actually-
half empty or half full?
Half full.
Yes, think about that.
No, that is how I see it. It's because like, you know, when I'm having a pint down in the beer garden, I'm thinking it's half full. You know, I want to savor the drink. That's how I look at it.
I always look at it in terms of what I'm doing. Am I filling the glass? It's half full. Am I emptying the glass? It's half empty. Like,
Oh, that actually makes sense.
not a perspective thing. It's a verb thing. What are we
Yeah.
actually doing with the glass?
Practical thing.
Yeah. See, I'm practical.
Thank God no one's there, by the way, because little Z was just sitting there. It was like, oh yeah, that's the glass. I broke the wrong glass, but Atrix, they get down to the B bomb site. It's clean enough, and Bokor. Something that, by the way, I don't think has ever really been mentioned is how young Bokor is as an IGL. She's 20 years old and was playing on Furia when she must have been like 17, 18. Because she's played at a finals, ESL Impact Katowice. It's great finals actually, great event. Furia, she was playing with Olga. Like, she must have been like 17 back then. Like, I didn't realize how young she was. And as an IGL playing to this degree, especially when you compare like who she IGLing against in the scene. Olga, well, you know, that speaks for itself, right? She was top 3 player of the year in 2023. And then you have, on the other side of the thing, a kind of, well, also Goddess, if you think about that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, her level of competition and how well she's calling it against those players in this region. But unfortunately, first T round of Nuke, and it's actually Flystyle to activate for 2 kills.
And she's still alive somehow as well. But unfortunately, because of such low HP, she's been forced to kind of back away a little bit, duck behind the smoke, and that's allowed the movement down secret. So Sammy's has to be the secondary line of defense. The first one is activated, done exactly what it needed to do. Sammy's now spots out the head of the first. Eee, the repeak is a bit rough, and Regiane shuts her down. That's going to open up their entryway. The third line of defense now needs to activate. That's going to be Hera. If she's given the opportunity, they haven't swung into her just yet. As they come around the corner, she's hiding, swings straight into Little Zed's crosshair. Devastation. Still 3 players alive here for these CTs. But I'm going to be perfectly honest, this feels like a save angle. With such low HP, this was your first rifle round. Surely you don't try to push this. Surely you don't give away guns unnecessarily. Well, that doesn't seem to be the case, because V will lose her life. Lil Zed's going to add to her multi-kill tally. They have stepped on the bomb, but they tapped it briefly. They've gone for it. They're making moves. Flystyle's got no third on the round, but time is ticking away, and she will not be able to clutch it out. A bit of extra damage done, but they all fall by the wayside in the end.
You know what? A really, really valiant attempt from Flystyle. And it's actually kind of rough for the killers that they're not able to convert that round. And it falls out of their... It falls through their fingers so easily as Flystyle gets a 2-player advantage, and even in that 2v2 at the end was still fighting thick and thin to try and achieve an opening round to the killers a lot earlier than in round 12 than on Dust2. But the CT side to no avail when the first guns came out, so they're going to be dropped back down to the 5-7s as Atrix just continuing their reign of dominance, not only in this specific series, but just on the whole region.
Flystyle nearly burning alive there in the fires. Last time we saw her so low, she got a 2-piece before it happened. This time around, not able to replicate those results. And this should be another round that just kind of goes the way of Atrix. I don't think we're expecting too many shenanigans out of this one. Maybe Hera with the Deagle can make some magic happen here, but it really does feel like Atrix have got a lot of their bases covered. They're realizing that they're coming up against a pistol, so they're keeping things pretty clean, checking for all of the potential flanks, all of the potential eco rush angles, and still not committing to anything. And this again is the sign of a team that is not willing to make any unnecessary mistakes in a game that means so much in terms of their ability to potentially be heading to Stockholm at the end of the year. So we get that first opening kill onto Sammy's. The bomb's going to start making its way down towards that B site. Hera, unfortunately, has not had the performance that we know she's capable of so far. Not only on this map, but today, just kind of in general. She's tucked in a little bit, waiting for someone to peek, waiting for someone to show themselves. And as they come around the corner, she does get Molotoved out of her position. She gets shut down. The bomb's going to be planted. And very much a predictable round for our fourth.
I'm glad you mentioned the Hera performance, because she's actually really impressed me stats-wise as kind of the only player who's been consistent for the Killers this season, but also how she was replicating and playing to that same level or even higher last season, while her roster was also doing badly. Like, Killers placed 6th, and she ends the season plus 55 in KD with a 1.23 HLTV rating. Like, that's nuts. Season 6, Season 7, and Season 8 struggled a little bit. Well, not even her team struggled as a whole, but like the last 3 seasons, Hera playing under the Killers has been playing lights out Counter-Strike. Has actually been playing to a degree that I'm surprised that she hasn't been picked up. She's played on one of those top rosters before. She played for MIBR. She's gone to an ESL Impact LAN. They placed in the in the playoffs. But then ever since then, she's kind of fallen out of contention in those top teams. She's playing like she deserves to get the call up, and maybe a 4 Magic could really do with her. See, like a Brandina who's struggling, for instance. So Hera, though, needs to prove herself in this specific matchup, as she's yet to get on the scorecard. And over towards ramp. Might not get too much action this round, but Flystyle wants more of an opening kill. This time, unfortunately, very quickly traded.
She's been doing so much to try and shut down these aggressions through outside down towards the B site. And while she's done a lot, it's unfortunately been difficult to find long-lasting, or maybe not long-lasting, but to kind of find longevity in those rounds. You know, can't really follow up on their successes, unfortunately. And now we're going to see that really early save call. I was kind of calling for it a couple rounds back. I thought maybe we'd see them play a little bit more of the patient game, but they opted to go for it. They did a ton of damage, hoping maybe that they could get a little bit more done in the ensuing rounds. But it has just been more of the same. And as we head into round number 6, the money is going to look a little bit dodgy. V's the only one currently sitting above, what, 1.5K? She's actually got a decent chunk of cash in her back pocket, but it's not going to be enough, so. Oh, my. All right, I thought she was far enough away. Well, that's unfortunate. She's going to have to reinvest now.
Ruh-roh. Okay, so the reinvestment comes through. No AWP has been purchased up for Tamenzina, which is surprising to me because they had the money to get that out, but that hasn't been facilitated. On the CT side of Nuke, I don't know. That was just kind of a given for me. Baka, though, leading by example. Mimicking in how Goddess or Olga plays on the T side, taking that space and then calling around it. She's going to head down towards Secret. Flystyle and Hera, they've already very actively rotated down. Ramp is completely open for the taking right now. If Atrix realize this, as 11 is starting to actually crawl her way forward. Tamenzina is going to rotate over, but Boko, she's got so much attention. She's probably just identified that 2 players are down there, and that's going to spur on this A execute.
Bursting their way in onto the site here. V gets overrun instantly. Oh, Tamenzina quick to follow from up on high. Sammy's and Hera will try and battle back a little bit, bring it to a more doable scenario. Now Flystyle in the 1v2 clutch. She's got an advantage in the HP department, so perhaps if she can get a good transfer, she can't allow them to double up on her though, and this is the problem because you can see they're already thinking about it. They're already considering grouping back up, getting ready for this altercation. Reggiane with the crouch spray gets that kill. Flystyle, that could have been a monumental moment for her, but she can't make it happen in the final moments.
Great entries from 11. That's the real important part. Bokor gets the information down towards B. That allows for the call to say, okay, hit the A bomb site, but it's those double openers from 11. Our Kadia player to watch. The star rifler that's really risen Atrix through the ranks. Showing us once more right here. Why she's so talented. Tamenzina AWP out, but her teammates around her are dropping, and I don't really know how she doesn't get a kill there. There's just no util. Atrix just dry run out outside. It's not a bad call, and it obviously works well because they get a 2-player advantage. Sammy's will trade 1, but in this 4v3, Atrix, they can reset and just take this round in the palm of their hands.
A little bit of patience here is required. Oh, that was not the patience we were hoping for. 11 stepping up. She didn't have as many opportunities to have. Oh my god. Oh my god. A little bit scary. The jump scares continue. She gets traded out there. Now Sammy's all alone. I was saying, so 11 didn't really have a chance to show the outstanding performances that we know she's capable of in that previous map because, like,
Still did well.
Yeah, no, she went well. She did well, but Lil Z went nuclear, so there just weren't as many opportunities. I think if Lil Z's maybe playing a little bit less phenomenally, we get to see even more out of 11. But on this map, she's got a few more of those opportunities to step up a bit more. Regiane as well. Great to see her having the chance to step up a bit more. I think that if we see a little bit more fight out of the killers and we get to see more of a CT side from Atrix, maybe we'll see Lil Z kind of pick up a bit more momentum and a bit more steam. But the way it's going right now, I'm not sure how much of a CT half Atrix are going to have. The killers now calling a timeout, desperately needed as they force their way into this next round and pray to all of them, everyone that we can get around on the board here and start maybe picking up a little bit of speed. Because if Atrix win this round, then the minimum 4 that the killers need become almost an impossibility as they're back down onto an eco in the next.
I don't think the economy really bears much of a substance anymore. I think Atrix, the killers, they just want to get around wherever they can. I don't even know. This is cooking up to be quite a rough one. Flystyle very actively has moved down towards Secret very early on. Bokor, as she usually does, also making that pilgrimage down Secret. There's actually a lobby crunch attempting to activate, and the operative word there is attempting, as the killers, they slide in through hut, door, and ramp, and they barely even get past the choke points. And just like that, Flystyle, who started down Secret, I don't know what she can do.
Honestly, not much. It's a 1v5. We've seen these scenarios before. And it's just going to be trying to hold on to this weapon into the next round. This is a devastating way for this game to go. I wasn't expecting it to be quite this one-sided. I think we all knew coming into it that Atrix were favored, but the killers have put up some decent performances earlier on in the season. So I was hoping that we might see a little bit more of a fight coming out of them. But again, we have to just bear in mind they are playing with a sub. And that being said, it's not like V hasn't been, you know, doing her part. Particularly on that first map, we actually did see her kind of doing her thing and trying desperately to win out some of these fights. But it can wrinkle the synergy a little bit. Even then, I'm not even convinced that with their full 5, they would have been doing much better. This is a very difficult matchup to be trying to get results in.
I think the stand-in would be a conversation if it's like a 3-round game towards the end and they unfortunately get edged out when they've had 1 round across what is 20 plus. I think yeah, not just the stand-in. Flystyle and Tamanzini once more outside get slaughtered. Hera joins them in the graveyard. Sammy sent to the spirit realm. It's looking like a clean, delectable 9-0 lead for Atrix. V, sure, gets a kill. The stand-in. 11's ex-teammate. But unfortunately, they go battle against each other and only one can come out on top. And it's pretty clear who that's going to be today.
This is going in a pretty downhill spiral. I'm not even sure what the killers can realistically change up here, you know? I don't think that they necessarily are playing badly, but we're getting a lot of, like,
They're
ones.
being outclassed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Kind of fundamentally, like, it isn't necessarily a micro or a macro
Yeah.
thing. It's like, Atrix are just better. Oh,
Jesus.
yeah.
Case in point.
Regian's 13-1? What? I didn't even clock that.
What do we say to death? Not today, apparently.
She's cheating death.
That's a 13 KD. Never mind.
Never mind. You jinxed it. We jinxed it
Oh,
as soon
bro,
as
I
we
was
spoke
so-
about it.
I was so ready to tell Newt to suck it, and then she died.
That's rude.
Like, what? You know, spicy day in it. We love Newt. I often tell people if I'm not making fun of you, I probably don't like you very much. So take that, do with it as you will, I suppose.
Oh, so that's
Is
why
this-
you're so mean to me.
Absolutely. Oh, you're my co-caster. You're one of my favorite people in esports.
You have to be mean to me. Anyway,
that's
Sophia,
the
about
last time I'm
being
ever
really
gonna say
mean
anything
to the
nice.
killers. Because this is going to be a... Oh, no! Hera, even though she gets decapitated, V, it's a lengthy spray. And the killers get on the board. And it's a bit earlier this time by 2 rounds.
Also, I don't know if you've seen, Dusty Roses are making a comeback.
Are they actually?
Last check-in, it was 7-9 in favor of the Capybaras. That was like 3 minutes ago. I don't know what's happened in the last 3 minutes. They had a bit of a tech pause, so we'll get updates. Newt's on top of that. He knows how important the Capybaras are to you, so we'll get those.
I'm actually... I'm like... I know I joked about it in the pre-show. I'm actually like a little bit sad that we didn't get them once on broadcast. Like they would, you know, I'm pretty sure this is the most rounds in this series they're playing right now that they've got across the whole tournament. So I kind of understand why we didn't watch them, but it would have been nice
Yeah,
for me.
bit of a sad one. Do it for Freddy. Lil Zed missed a rough opener there. Very much uncharacteristic.
How dare she?
You know what? These things do happen. It's okay though. Rest of the team's there, backing her up.
Unacceptable.
Making sure that we don't keep those mistakes rolling out of proportion. Tamazina gets swung on by 2. Hera's gonna try to battle it back a little bit. Only a 1 round or 1 player disadvantage. Sammy's evens things up.
Getting flanked though as well.
Planted. And she's in a really, really dangerous position here in the vents, and she does get caught out by 11. The bomb's going to get planted. V just trying to fly her way through there, but she's not fly style. You're not allowed to fly. It's a no-fly zone. And Hera's just going to save. That's unfortunate.
That's good.
Win around and just it instantly trades back.
Yeah. The killers, they haven't won a consecutive round or more than 2 in a map so far. It's a pretty rough one because they deal with Bocca outside. Sophia gets caught. It is a legit 3v3, but as you were mentioning, in Vent, just isolated, up against the world, 1v3. Rotations aren't really quick enough, and then when the rotations come that were a little bit off-timed, they then don't halt when they should have halted. So it's like a little bit too slow, but then too fast when they should have been slow, right? And maybe just kind of a breakdown in communication, which is understandable when you're staring down the barrel of another 13-1 loss. Even though this is really smooth sailing, and it kind of looks like non-competitive to an extent, the Killers aren't a shrug. They aren't a pushover team. So the fact that Atrix are sitting here and just so cleanly and dominating them does speak for itself. Like, no team... The Killers have multiple players who have played at ESL Impact Final Lands, and especially Hera, who has been playing phenomenal Counter-Strike the last 3 seasons. Atrix are suffocating them, and this is such a good look for them as they go up against a 4 Magic next week on D-Day, on the final day, to basically decide their fate as if it is to make Stockholm or not. And currently, 4 Magic, little bit hit or miss. Don't really know what to expect from them. Atrix, they've been playing like this all season.
Yeah, that's true. Atrix have really stepped up this season, certainly showing us that they're not willing to back down after 1 or 2 seasons of disappointment. It's been the resurgence, the type of resurgence that we love to see in these tournaments, particularly these kind of... I'm going to call this a bit of a grassroots tournament just because, you know, it's all about upliftment and creating...
What's UKCS if this is grassroots?
A joke?
Hey. Hold on a second.
Capybaras and Dusty Roses 9-9, Freddy. I'm sure you're on the edge of your seat for how that one's going to end itself out. And I do like that we're so up close and personal with the MP9s here. This is a little bit of a desperation play. Waiting for that util to come out here because unfortunately Atrix have everything in oh no, why are you getting so aggressive? Why? Oh, I gotta risk it for the biscuit. Unfortunately, that is a soggy biscuit. It was left to just sink in the tea for far too long. And unfortunately, it crumbles under the pressure of Atrix. 2 players left alive on this map in this round. It's the last in the half. So we can't be trying to go for a save here. Hera with a mountain ahead of her. 3 players that she needs to deal with. Does the kit even come into play? Is she even given an opportunity? She's got 1 smoke, 1 HE, and a dream for a miracle. Wins out the first, but now her position's known. Now they can kind of zone in on her. They've scoped in, they've shut her down, and much like our first map, it's an 11-1 half.
Anxiety's calling. You lay in your bed, but it feels like you're falling. Do you recognize that feeling? The demons under your ceiling, when everything hurts and nothing is healing. Yeah, I don't even wanna be awake, cause every second that I live is like a wasting. Can you help me start to replace all the memories that stand in my ways? You know what I really hate the most is that happens to me is like a ghost. It's so far away, I only wanna be okay. Tell me why should I stay away? If only dreaming can erase the pain. Tell me why should I waste another minute staying in this critical phase? I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. Some better days. Some better days. I'm just praying for some better days. It's too late in the evening. I should probably get some sleep, but I just can't seem to set my mind at ease. I can find an escape. There are many doors I would take, but I can't make one of them become a way. So I'm drowning myself in the media, cause I don't wanna face what I'm fearing yet. I am scared of fighting this alone. I've tried to turn on the light, but my demons know how to hide. Lately there is just no end in sight. Tell me why should I stay away? If only dreaming can erase the pain. Tell me why should I waste another minute staying in this critical phase? I'm just praying for
press play. You know I feel the same way. Something crawling under the surface. Snap your fingers, we'll go there. We can find your inner furnace. Keep racing to the mantra. Don't stop, get what you're after. No rush to find an answer. Let it all out. Stay moving as the beat goes. Feel free and let the rain pour. No need to know tomorrow. Run into the
Domination would be an understatement. Currently, Goliath is putting David firmly in its place. As Atrix, they came in as the favorites. We maybe played with some storylines thinking, are they going to get complacent? Maybe against a team that's not MIBR or 4 Magic or Furia, they might not take it as seriously, and then the Killers could get a few rounds in a row and it could snowball. No, it's been nothing like that. 2 rounds across both maps so far. Atrix, they're looking to close us out as cleanly as possible.
We've already gotten that first kill. Oh my god, 11. The first one backs away. The second one, dear Lord, 11. And this is why she was our player to watch. No, not able to get that final kill, but Lil Zed is there to back her up. 3 kills for 11 in that round. Brings her up to 14. Just lights out performance from Atrix across the board here. Map and series point, and with no bomb planted, the Killers have very, very little to work with.
Kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Little Z, the fact that she's 11-5 from the cheese side of Nuke is also mental. As an AWPer, that is. The Killers, can they do something pretty with these Deagles? 2 Mac 10s, a Tech 9, 2 Deagles, and that main smoke's missed. It just never gets better. Unfortunately, like, you gotta really feel bad for them. Morale is probably at an all-time low. This would have to be an 11 consecutive round win streak to even force it to overtime. And a lot of utilities being thrown, but they're not doing anything with it. As of a minute, there's 3 smokes left, and I don't know, they're poking ramp, they're poking outside. There's no clear idea where to go, and the bomb's just been dropped.
Oh, no. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. Our, highlight story was boom for boom, but unfortunately, there will be no booming.
It's just
or maybe
just
there is a booming.
boom.
It's a bit of a mental boom, and this mental boom might just resound for what remains of this season. But it's all crumbling apart. V's picked up an M4. But I don't think she's going to have the opportunity. The two of them in tandem, trying to make their way up. Secret. First kill does connect, but instantly put back down. And it's Lil Zed and 11. Of course, it's the two of them to get the final 2 kills of the round. An unbelievably dominant performance from this Atrix roster. 2 back-to-back 13-1 maps that take them up to 5-1 in the overall scoreline. They are now tied with Fury